Welcome to Skillcast, the podcast by the London Organisation of Skills Development, where skills are the forefront of all conversations. My name is Nurbanu, and I'll be the host for Season 1. Join me as I dig deep and be a little nosy and find out the story behind the skills our expert guests share with us.
Today, I'm joined with Dr. Manmeet. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dr. Manmeet. I am a psychic medium and also a coach. I help people deliver on their intuition. I run workshops and sessions where people learn how to develop their intuition and become healers and psychic themselves.
So how did your journey start in becoming a psychic healer? I'm super intrigued about psychics and healers, so we're really excited about this.
I hear that a lot from everybody. And I think this journey started many lives ago. And it's just sort of culminated in this life through a near-death experience that I had 10 years ago, where my psychic abilities were suddenly opened up. It's really like a popping sound that you hear in your ear, and you feel like a door has opened up where you hear multiple voices from the other side, till you realize that you're not really hallucinating. It is who your spirit guides are. So the world of spirit is very, very close to us. The veil is really thin. And that's how I started my journey.
Are you able to connect with everyone, or is it certain people that you just feel that disconnection from, that you don't get the reading from? How does it work?
Well, it works. It's a gift. And I'm able to connect with everyone except really people who are very close to me. Like they say that a doctor doesn't really heal their own family. So for my family, whenever I channel, I feel that I get mixed messages because of, we have filters of fear and, doubt and expectations and hopes. But apart from that, through the gift by God's grace, I'm able to read anyone and everyone. But doesn't mean that I necessarily do that, because it's actually an intrusion of their privacy and a lot of energy wastage at my end. So it's when I decide that I want to do this, and I take their permission, and then.
I'd be open for you to do a bit of a scan, a reading of me, if you're open to that.
Yes, we could do that. We could actually do that.
Yeah.
Are you open for that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so do you give me permission to scan you for the sake of this podcast?
Of course, I'm really intrigued, and I'm sure all of our audience would be interested in seeing how this goes.
So I'm just unclasp your hands and legs and just take a few deep breaths. So the first impression that I get is that you are a very sensitive and emotional person, and you take decisions that are based on your heart. You have a lot of empathy and compassion for other people. Maybe there's a set of people you don't show this nature to, or you try to be more tough, but that isn't who you are. Do you resonate with that?
Yes, I am very, very intuitive to other people's emotions and feelings, and there are times where I feel I have to side with my family, but I also see things from the other side and other people's perspectives. And sometimes you're in a bit of a situation where I feel bad. I'm not really on my family's side. Yeah. I have to pretend to be on my family's side. So
it's a balancing act.
Balancing act.
All the time. There is also one fear that I see around you. And for the sake of your privacy, I'm not going to name the fear. But there is something that vaguely bothers you. And you try to work around that fear from time to time. But it is something to do with your future and upsetting other people with your decision. Is that something you resonate with broadly?
I don't know. I think I know what I want to do, but then at the same time, I'm open to other things. I don't know if that relates.
Okay. Is your stomach a sensitive area? Stomach and your lower middle back, lower to middle back. Is that a sensitive area for you?
Yes, I actually had a reaction to the COVID vaccination 2 years ago, and that actually resulted in chronic lower upper back pain. The pain was actually extremely bad that I wasn't able to walk. So I was actually limping quite badly, and I had very tight arthritis sort of pain, and I was living in that pain for 2 years. And I'm also doing my PhD at the moment. It had a detrimental effect on my research that I was doing and just my general personal life. So that's been really difficult. So I actually went to India for 3 months from January until March.
Okay.
And I went for Ayurvedic treatment, and I went for pain management because I was in so much pain, because through the MRI scans, they just found that it's just caused muscular weakness in the pelvis area, and my core wasn't able to hold me up.
Yeah.
So the pain, and because I was in pain, I wasn't able to do the physio. I wasn't able to do the exercises. So what the pain management did for me, it managed the pain so I could feel less pain in order for me to do the exercises, to regain my strength and be able to hold my body up and stand up again. Yes. So yes, I do have lower back pain.
And the last message that my guides are giving me is that you do a lot of work with your hands. You're creative, and you like to, there's a lot that you create with your hands. What do you do with your hands?
I don't know. I don't think my hands are neat enough. I don't think I can write well. No,
you write well?
I don't write well. I'm very creative.
Yeah.
So I can come up with creative ideas.
Yeah.
But I'm not very good to putting pen to paper.
Yeah. But it may not be writing. It may be like creating things like arrangements, doing things with your hands. Do you manage a lot of things for people? Do you help them? Do you manage events? Do you manage things where you are, your expertise is required?
Yes, I'm very hands-on, especially with the London organisation Skills Development. So I'm very much heavily involved with all of our initiatives and projects that we do. So yes, so maybe that's what it refers to.
Yeah, and there's one future message for you, which is that you would be extremely keen. I don't know what you're pursuing your PhD in, but extremely keen on the healing side, on the human emotion side. So helping people heal emotionally and mentally by really being their authentic selves. Is that something that you envision for yourself?
Yes, and that's actually something I envision doing with the London Organisation Skills Development. So yes, for sure.
Thank you. So I'll now just take off my radar from you and thank my spirit guides that you resonated with most of the messages, and that's how a reading is done. Mm-hmm. So that it's more about, and this is completely impromptu, but it's really a gift to be able to go to the emotional body, the physical body, be a medical medium, and everything combined.
That's super powerful. And so thank you for doing that. As having a psychic reading, something that has been on my radar for a very long time. So actually, before I went to India for my Ayurvedic treatment, I was actually in Bali. And Bali is known, Ubud in particular, is known for spirituality and healers and psychics and mediums. And I really wanted to go, whereas my mom was like, no, we don't need to go there. You'll be fine. We'll go to India and you'll heal. So my mom was she's not very much into this whole psychic and stuff, because there's a lot of stuff on like black magic, and there's all of this like, I want to say stereotypes about healing and psychics and things. So she was very much, she didn't say no, but she wasn't too keen on it. And I tried a few times to meet a few healers. It's in Bali when I was there. It just didn't work out. And there was one healer actually who was actually a taxi driver. He said that I'm a healer, I'm a medium. And I said to him, oh, okay, I'll come see you. I'm in Bali for the next week. So I'll come meet you. And he was like, no, I can, I'll let you know if I want to meet you. He just shook my hand and he was like, I'll let you know. He didn't let me know, but he did text my mum to inform her, because my mum asked about if we could chauffeur us for a bit of sightseeing. And then in the message, a couple of hours later, he said, your daughter has just got weakness. She doesn't need any healing.
Wow.
So, and this is before I went to India. I was like, okay. Which was interesting, because I did go to I was going to India. I went to India and I did get better. I am still healing. I'm still not one. You see me walking a little. I'm walking much better. I was wearing heels yesterday. We had a pre-conference dinner and networking last night, and I was wearing heels. I was running around in heels.
Beautiful.
So I am able to be on my feet. Something that I've really learned through this whole journey, I never thought my disability, my inability to walk properly was holding me back. I more saw it as a wake-up call for me to say, like, okay, fitness, exercise is something I've always needed to do to get fit, but it's something I kind of put on the back burner. And then after this incident, I feel like exercise is so important. I need to stay fit.
Absolutely.
I really want to stay fit. I'm quite young. I still have a lot to do. I still want to have family in the future. So I really recognize that I do want to do it. I owe it to myself. So
absolutely.
For sure, really interesting. So do you have your own private practice, or are you just freelance when it comes to your abilities?
I have a company called Soul Miracles in India, and I have a lot of international clients. I have clients in India as well. These are people who are interested in taking their skills to the next level. They are budding psychics, they are budding mediums, they are budding medical mediums, and they need a structured way to hone their skills, because spirituality and the advanced intuition sciences is largely an unstructured area. No university tells you that, you come here and do a 4-year course and we will graduate you into that. At the same time, at the grassroots level, I feel that all of us are intuitive, but we just do not have enough encouragement. And I think with the advent of artificial intelligence, it has become even more logical and practical, where we are trying to compete with, a computer's brain. And we don't need to do that. We need to focus on what's unique with us, which is our emotions and our intuition. So I help people through these workshops. I've structured this in such a way that even a normal person, for example, a homemaker or a student, can also take a test and analyze what are their abilities and how can they, if at all in future, they want to serve humanity, the society, then how can they do that through a structured and certified program?
Oh wow, I didn't realize you could get like some sort of like non-regulated qualification, because it sounds like a qualification. It sounds like a skill set that it's so important to be able to heal yourself and understand and read your intuition clearly. How long do you think the process is for someone that's interested in?
For a believer, more than, practice or pre-experience, if a person believes and has faith, about 1.5 years is good enough for him to get started with working with other people. And for an advanced level, if they want to become a teacher, then it's about 2.5 years. What I want to stress here, actually, for everyone who's listening to this, is that everyone is intuitive and everyone has that gift. Usually people say, oh, it's a gift. How can you teach this, or how could you learn this? But we are all gifted. We all have a pineal gland, and it's a muscle that needs to be worked. And with proper training, people could do this. And once they understand that they could use this to help other people, I think the world is going to become a very different place.
No, absolutely. I do think it's a skill set that every single human should have, and especially from a young age. I really believe if you train, because they say a child is as close to its blueprint, to its soul's purpose.
Yes.
And through their life's journey, they have layers and layers of people they meet through their lives, and that kind of manipulates what they truly believe, and they lose their true self. And sometimes it's only some people who get that spiritual awakening normally in the midlife crisis where they're like, oh, and now I need to get rid of the layers and layers of shadows that they've gone over the years. So would you encourage parents to start their children to
100%. I think it should be a part of the curriculum, and parents should not poo-poo their children when they say, I saw something or I heard something, because children have a natural intuitive ability to see, sense, feel, hear spirit. And I don't mean spirits, I mean spirit. It could be their ancestors, it could be their grandparents trying to get in touch with them, it could be their guides. And if we teach children how to hone their intuition, it can even save them from disasters like attempting suicide or feeling really lost and betrayed by the world. It'll help them in their spiritual immunity, which is something that we really need as a society.
What age would you encourage children to start working on this?
I think parents have to start working on it, because children at the age of 3 to 5 talk about their dreams, they talk about their impressions, expressions, what have they seen. And parents should listen to it carefully and say, yes, of course. And maybe there could be, simpler books written for children on energies. And once children start to understand this, it'll really help them. But formally, I think from the age of 14, they can really learn the skill of using their energy. For example, all of us know that when a mother pats the child, it is a healing touch. I don't think we talk about like that. We just talk about it from a mother's love perspective. But actually, it's channeled energy in their hands that is really going on the child and soothing the child. If we could teach children to soothe their own aches and hurts at a very young age, they would have far more confidence in their own ability. And that's where they can start. They can start healing pets. They can start healing plants. They can start healing each other. If a child is hurt, another child can go and support him. So we create spiritual sufficiency at a very, young age.
No, it sounds like parents and caregivers need to have the education first, so they can engross that into their young ones and their young children. I do think there is a knock-on effect there. So parents who are watching this and who are interested, I highly encourage you to be open to this, to be open to healing, to open to learning more about understanding intuition. And then you can educate a child, because children learn through observation, to their parents, to the people who they grow up with. No, absolutely. I think it's super important. For someone who may be watching and is a little bit on the fence, a little bit on the skeptical side, what would you say to them?
I would say that if you believe in God, have you seen God? For people who are logical and think that what they see is what they believe in, my question is, have you felt or seen the power of blessing? Have you seen the power of faith? Have you actually seen God? If no, then do you believe in God? If yes, then yes. Please understand that energy exists. We all are healers ourselves, and try to think of one incident in your life where something told you, don't cross that road. And when you didn't, you were saved from something. Or the time that you were delayed leaving from home only to realize that thank God you didn't, because you would have hit a traffic jam, for example. Or the time that something told you, don't pursue this relationship with this person. That something is actually our angel. It's our spirit guide. It's our messenger. And every time you pay heed to it and things work out for you, you need to realize that there is a bigger power than all of us that is actually running this world. We are puppets who also have free will, for sure, but there is a larger power that is running this. I would ask my guides to show these people miracles, and from there maybe they could take it.
Really interesting. Thank you. I think that was incredible advice to someone who was a little bit on the fence. Thank you for that. Well, I think we've had a really nice conversation. But thank you for being here and inspiring us all. For more information, I will leave details about Dr. Manmeet's company on there if you want to learn more about intuition and healing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.